My husband Mike Johnson was diagnosed with a blood clot. Yet he spent all our medical savings at the downstairs beauty salon. A middle-aged technician, Vicky Brown, had convinced him that draining 200 milliliters of blood weekly through blood cupping could cure his condition. Last life. I stopped him and insisted on proper surgery. Enforcing strict rehabilitation protocols, no smoking, alcohol, clean diet, daily exercise. Though he recovered completely, Mike grew to resent me, eventually poisoning me to death. Dying. He hugged Vicky while berating me. Who gave you the right to decide for me? Vicky's method would have let me keep drinking and smoking without surgery. Our teenage daughter Emily stood beside him. Don't blame Dad. You've always used your paycheck as excuse to neglect wifely duties. Did you ever wash his socks even once? After you die, Aunt Vicky will take proper care of us. Now reborn to the day of Mike's diagnosis. I watch Vicky emerge from the storefront spa, pitching her quackery. This time, I smile sweetly. Blood cupping's traditional Chinese medicine works wonders. Why bother with surgery when weekly sessions can drain the clot out? The 50-something technician brightens at my endorsement. Mike eagerly removes his shirt in the cramped parlor. Vicky pricks his back with diabetic lancets before applying suction cups. Dark blood gushes into the glass jars. Mike. You're only 40. How'd you get clots? Vicky probes while working. Factory food additives. He glares at me. My wife never cooks, forces me to eat takeout daily. I snort internally. This deadbeat crashed his startup years ago. Became alcoholic while I worked double shifts raising Emily. Now he plays victim? Unacceptable. Vicky chides me like moral authority. Feeding your man is fundamental wifely duty. Look what your neglect caused. Mike smirks triumphantly. Hear that? Not your concern. I retort. The technician mutters about ungrateful shrews still getting husbands while devoted women like her get divorced. Post-treatment. Vicky displays jelly-like blood clots from the cups. See these deadly blockages? These could have caused heart attacks or strokes. Mike rotates his shoulders admiringly. Actually feel better already. Our daughter gasps at the blood volume. Sweetheart. Vicky coos. This is stagnant bad blood causing all problems. Watching this farce, I suppress laughter. Those clots were just coagulated blood from excessive cupping. Mike's back now resembles pincushion meat. Last life. I prevented this madness. Now, let Darwinism work. Auntie. You're amazing. After complimenting the massage therapist, Emily turned to me with a pout. Mom, Dad lost so much blood. You should make him some nutritious meals and buy supplements. I heard bird's nest, saffron, and fish maw are good for blood replenishment. Let's stock up for him. Mike beamed with paternal pride. Such a thoughtful girl. Knowing you care is enough for me. Their tender father-daughter moment twisted like a knife in my gut. Through all my illnesses and injuries, Emily had never once asked how I felt, only berated me for forgetting her breakfast or mismatching her outfits. This was the baby I'd carried for 9 months. Pushed into the world after 18 hours of labor. The child I'd stayed up countless nights nurturing. Her father? He'd refused to warm a single bottle during her colicky nights. Why bother? She won't remember anyway. He'd scoffed, retreating to the guest bedroom. Yet now she guarded him like a treasure. Your Lunar New Year red envelopes totaled several thousand. I said evenly. Since you want to show filial piety, use that money for his groceries and meals. Mom. Emily's face darkened. I can't cook. Besides, I've already budgeted that money. Just transfer me another $2. 800. I'll handle Dad's supplements myself. $2. 800? Money doesn't grow on trees. Our business is struggling, all our capital's tied up in inventory. Sam. Have you lost your mind? Mike snapped. Take your issues out on me. Not our daughter. Daddy. Emily buried her face in his chest theatrically. The massage therapist Vicky turned her stern gaze on me. Mrs. Johnson. Your husband is recovering. You should prioritize his needs and control your temper. While Emily's suggestions are considerate, meal preparation is a wife's duty. If it's too much trouble, she let the offer hang. By all means, I said, walking away as Emily sneered behind me. Some wife and mother you are. Can't even make soup when Dad's hurt. Has she ever cared? Mike's bitter voice carried. 20 years married. Never washed a single sock of mine. Just throws them out if I leave them in her bathroom. You poor dear. Vicky cooed. Where I'm from, wives who disrespect their husbands like that get slapped senseless. I tuned out their vitriol. In my study, I video called a divorce attorney. I'd considered leaving before, during the years Mike mocked my postpartum depression. When he drained our savings for failed ventures. But well-meaning fools always intervened. He doesn't beat you or cheat. Be grateful. How heartless to leave when he's down. The frog in boiling water analogy proved true. I'd numbed myself to the toxicity. Later, when Mike started bonding with teenage Emily, I'd clung to their fragile harmony. No more. Mid-consultation, Vicky's saccharine voice pierced through the door. I made extra food. Should we save some for Sam? Why feed someone perfectly healthy? Mike grumbled. Though you've worked hard, take seconds. Vicky. Yes. Stay for dinner. Aunt Vicky. Emily chimed. Emerging hours later, I found them feasting, blood-tonifying red date congee, black chicken soup, steamed fish. Mike had uncorked celebratory wine. Thank you, Aunt Vicky. Emily sniffled. This feels like a real family dinner. Anytime. Sweetheart. I'll cook for you every day if you like. They glowed like a perfect nuclear unit. I observed silently, remembering the years I'd juggled motherhood with a fledgling pet supplies business, surviving on 3 hours sleep. Becoming skin and bones. When Mike finally engaged with Emily at age 8, it only estranged her from me. Now I understood, some bonds thrive on shared toxicity. Let them keep their twisted dynamic. I'll fight tooth and nail for every asset I've built, then watch their perfect family crumble without my labor propping it up. My daughter Emily has accused me more than once. Look at other moms who prepare delicious meals daily. Spend weekends shopping and hanging out with their kids. Help with homework. What about you? What kind of mother are you? She's right. All I do is earn money to pay for her breakfasts and dinners at food stalls. Hire college students to tutor her. Yet she resents me deeply. Meanwhile, her father Mike only needs to occasionally drive her around or take her out to become the world's best dad in her eyes, earning her unwavering loyalty. A single meal from outsiders makes her weep with gratitude. Samantha, Vicky called out theatrically, rising from the dining table in her apron. Come join us for dinner. Don't bother. Let her fend for herself. Mike pulled Vicky back down. The scene turned my stomach. I'll eat out, I declared, slamming the door behind me. I splurged at a fancy restaurant I'd only visited before marriage, stuffing myself until 10 p.m. My phone buzzed as I returned home. Kevin's voice came through, Mrs. Parker. Your husband's deep vein thrombosis requires immediate hospitalization. Delayed treatment could lead to paralysis or incontinence. Not happening. Mike snatched my phone and hung up. Save your breath, Sam. I'm not getting surgery. Vicky's been treating my thrombosis with cupping therapy while making nutritious meals for Emily and me. You're just jealous she gave you some homemaking advice. Between your nasty attitude today and this doctor nonsense, I'm sticking with her treatment. He gestured at the debris-filled table and cigarette butts littering the floor. Clean this up. Learn some wifely duties. Clearly, he and the masseuse were tag-teaming to reform me. First, I spat. Manage your own health. Second, clean your own mess. Emily stormed out, glaring. Enough. Mom. Dad's sick and you're bullying him? You splurge on dinners and clothes but skimp on his supplements? Even Vicky, a stranger, cares more. If you won't treat Dad right, I won't treat you right either. She dragged Mike toward the door. Fix your attitude or we're not coming back. Mike left triumphant. Vicky's voice floated from the stairwell. You need to freeze her out completely. Once she's scared straight, I slammed the door. Trembling. My own daughter. Leaning against the door, I realized my face was wet with tears. For 3 weeks, Emily and Mike stayed gone. I closed my shop to tail them, hoping to catch cheating evidence. Instead, I stumbled upon their marketing circus. Massage shop ads flooded our community groups. See our thrombosis patient's progress. 5 cupping sessions cleared his dampness and clots. Lighter marks show improved circulation. 4 photos showed Mike's bare back with fading cupping marks. I smirked. Did Vicky know pale pink cupping marks indicate anemia? That afternoon, an ambulance idled outside Vicky's shop. Crowds gathered as shirtless Mike was carried out on a stretcher, Emily and Vicky wailing behind him. The sight didn't surprise me one bit. After over 2 weeks of bloodletting totaling 1,000 milliliters, nearly 20% of total blood volume, no amount of dietary supplements could compensate. I pulled out my phone and started recording. Since Vicky wanted publicity for her shop so badly, I'd give her the spotlight she deserved. Soon, Emily and Vicky left in the ambulance, not wanting to miss the drama. I tailed them to the nearby First People's Hospital. When I reached Mike's hospital room, Dr. Kevin Taylor was lecturing. This is medical malpractice. 2 weeks of blood cupping draining a liter? No wonder his hemoglobin's critically low. You're lucky he's alive. We need immediate treatment. I kept filming as the doctor hurried out. What the hell are you doing? Vicky spotted me from across the ward, charging like a bull to snatch my phone. You heartless witch. Your husband's dying and you're filming instead of helping? I pocketed the device coldly. You dare confront me? You nearly killed him. Refund every cent he spent at your quack clinic and cover these hospital bills. Now. Vicky's face paled. Sam. I can't afford this. My struggling business barely makes ends meet. But you Parkers have savings. Emily's red envelope money alone could cover this. Have some mercy. Mercy? My jaw tightened. She'd trampled my corpse for social climbing in our past life, and now schemed to undermine me at every turn. Your poverty doesn't excuse endangering lives with pseudo-medicine. Refund or face public exposure. Mom, Emily interjected. Aunt Vicky meant well. She cared for Dad these weeks. Such filial devotion. I scoffed. Your father lies comatose. Yet you defend his poisoner? How touching. When Vicky saw my resolve, her mask slipped. Let's see what Mike says when he wakes. This doesn't concern you. I uploaded the footage immediately to neighborhood groups. The chat exploded. Scammer. Claimed to cure thrombosis then nearly kills him. Shut down. Quacks like you ruin traditional medicine's reputation. 1,000 ml blood loss? You're a murderer. Vicky's phone buzzed incessantly. She glared venomously. You've destroyed my livelihood. You'll pay for this. A rasp came from the bed. Mike stirred awake. Vicky flung herself at him, sobbing theatrically, Mike. I'm so sorry. Sam refused blood-building supplements after our last fight. Proper nutrition makes the treatment safe. I've done this for years. But she's forcing refunds. Spreading lies online. My business is ruined. Mike struggled upright, face purple with rage. Samantha Parker. How dare you bully Vicky? She's been nursing me daily while you did nothing. Apologize publicly now. As I opened my mouth, he hurled a thermos at my head. In 20 years of marriage, he'd never raised a hand until now. This was the first time. Crash, I failed to dodge. The thermos struck my forehead, sending waves of darkness swirling before my eyes while scalding broth splattered across my face and clothes. I wanted to rush to the hallway sink to treat the burns, but the world kept spinning. Staggering 2 steps, I crouched helplessly on the floor. Emily said accusingly, Mom, you've gone too far this time. How could you sabotage Aunt Vicky's business? How's she supposed to support her family now? I remained silent. What? Cat got your tongue? Not so high and mighty anymore. Huh? Mike sneered from his hospital bed. Guess all you needed was a good beating to shut up. Still, I said nothing. After what felt like hours, I dragged myself to the restroom across the hall. Cold water gushed over my burns, offering no real relief the moment I stepped away. Searing pain returned. The mirror showed angry red splotches across my face and a grotesque purple lump swelling on my forehead. My entire body shook with rage. Molten fury scorching through every rational thought. 2 deep breaths. Then I seized the broom from the corner and stormed back into the room. Michael Johnson. You spineless bastard. Mom. Emily lunged to restrain me, her shrill voice cutting through the chaos. Stop it. Dad's still sick. If you lay a finger on him, I swear I'll never take care of you when you're old. I'll let you die alone. My athletic daughter, well nourished and stronger than me since childhood, pinned me effortlessly. As I struggled toward the bed, Vicky yanked my hair and rained a dozen brutal slaps across my face. My ears rang, cheeks burning hotter than the burns, coppery blood flooding my mouth. Samantha Parker. Mike's voice echoed as if from miles away. Take your crazy ass elsewhere if you want to act deranged. Crazy. Deranged. I burst into hysterical laughter, tears and snot streaming down my battered face. Emily kept holding me tight as Vicky's blows continued until exhaustion finally stopped her. Mom? Emily averted her eyes from my swollen face. You deserved this. After ruining Aunt Vicky's life work. Getting beaten was getting off easy. Good. Wonderful. My precious daughter indeed. My gaze swept across every face in the room before locking onto Mike. Divorce. Fine. He smirked. Split everything 50-50. Emily stays with me. Vicky's wrinkled face blossomed like a chrysanthemum. Once you're divorced, women will line up for Mike. But you? No man would want damaged goods. Ignoring her, I stared at Mike. 50-50? Dream on. Clutching my throbbing head, I stumbled out under dozens of curious stares. Driving straight to the police station, I filed assault charges and got my injuries documented. By the time I returned home, night had fallen. My phone buzzed incessantly upon reconnecting to Wi-Fi. The trending hashtag wife abandons husband after stroke greeted me. Footage showed Mike weeping dramatically for the cameras. My wife kicked me out the moment I developed a blood clot. He blubbered. She's always prioritized her career over family. After Emily was born, she forced me to quit my job and become a house husband. Now she claims all our assets are hers alone. Emily dabbed his tears. Don't cry, Dad. If Mom treats you like this, I don't want her either. We'll manage together. I'll find ways to pay for your treatment. The comment section exploded with outrage. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. The more I see, the angrier I get. Is this even human? Sue her in court. Every penny she's earned these years belongs to you. Trying to kick you out with nothing? Not that easy. Karma's already biting her. Even her own daughter wants nothing to do with her. Serves her right. Dox that bitch. Make her life hell. Netizens had dug up my personal information and social media accounts, flooding them with vicious insults and personal attacks. Beep, my phone vibrated. The pet store employee was calling. MS. Parker. Someone's causing chaos at the store, claiming we sell sick pets. They're ruining all our business. Shut down temporarily. I replied without hesitation. I knew exactly who was behind this. Only Mike and Vicky would go this far to destroy me. Let them try. I was done fighting. For years I'd worked myself to the bone, scrimping and saving to build a nest egg for Emily's future. Now it meant nothing. Taking a deep breath, I began compiling evidence for my online exposé. The receipts spoke volumes, thousands of photos documenting every school play, hospital visit, and birthday from Emily's childhood. Hundreds of online purchase records tracking every onesie and crayon set. The evidence included, until Emily was 8, I balanced street vending with parenting. The claim that I forced my husband to quit his job? Pure fiction. Him taking care of me and the kid? Please. He racked up $60,000 in debt during my pregnancy. Then spent years gambling away our home while chain smoking and drinking. I single-handedly paid off his mess while raising our child. Not once did he change a diaper. When he got sick, I transferred $12,000 for his surgery. He blew it all at massage parlors. My own body's breaking down, stomach ulcers, liver issues, heart failure from decades of non-stop work. This is my reward? Beatings, betrayal, abandonment. I attached photos of my bruises and medical reports before filing for divorce. The post went viral within hours. Soon, leaked photos surfaced showing Michael, Vicky, and Emily out shopping together like some twisted family unit. Public opinion turned vicious overnight. Michael Johnson, you pathetic leech. Your wife carried this family while you played deadbeat? Michael, that desperate to screw a mistress old enough to be your aunt? Emily Johnson, you ungrateful brat. Your mom should have raised pork buns instead. The backlash followed them everywhere, their neighborhood, Emily's high school. The harassment became unbearable. Finally, the calls came. Sam, happy now? Michael screamed. Your own daughter's getting bullied because of your posts. What kind of monster ruins her child's life? Funny. I coldly replied. You didn't care about consequences when you destroyed ours. You heartless bitch. Rot alone in your grave for all I care. Emily shrieked in the background. Save your breath. See you in court. 1 month later, I faced Michael before the judge. We both wanted the divorce, only the assets remained contested. My life's work amounted to little, considering how he and Emily had squandered every penny. Aside from the apartment under my name, the pet store I worked hard to build, and the $100,000 in savings. All I had left were over 1,000 grams of gold secretly saved for my daughter's dowry. No one knew about the gold, but the visible assets still needed dividing. Mike demanded equal shares of the pet store, property, and savings, along with $800 monthly child support until Emily graduated college and found employment. The lawyer presented evidence in my defense. Eventually, the court ruled that considering Mike would be raising Emily, the property and its furnishings would go to him. However, since he was at fault and showed no remorse, his asset allocation was reduced. The judge ordered Mike to pay me $55,000 in compensation while I'd provide $140 monthly support for Emily until she turned 18, totaling $2,200 over 2 years. After offsetting the support payments, Mike scraped together the remaining $41,000 and transferred it to me. Vicky, the masseuse, stood beside him, fingers intertwined, conspicuously flashing their matching rings. Thanks, Sam, she smirked, for handing over such a youthful husband, such a sweet daughter, and throwing in a 3-bedroom apartment. My life's complete now. Emily clung to Vicky's arm, chirping, Mom. Without hesitation, I remained impassive. With your trash collecting talents, you're wasting potential not becoming a garbage collector. I turned and left. Later, I put the pet store up for sale. Having built its reputation over years, it sold quickly. With the money, I began exploring the city I'd lived in for decades but never truly known, previously confined to the route between home and the night market. Post-divorce, I reclaimed time for self-care and personal growth. My pace slowed. My mind found peace. Sleep quality improved. And I seemed to shed 15 years. 3 weeks later, Mike called pleading, Sam, I was wrong. Forgive me and I'll divorce Vicky. Let's remarry. You've no idea, his complaints spilled out. Their marriage had soured quickly. Initially, Vicky managed household duties during their brief honeymoon phase. But troubles mounted when her massage parlor lost clientele after neighborhood scandals, cutting their income. The compensation payout to me drained their savings. Unemployed Mike couldn't cover expenses, Emily's $700 monthly school fees, his $300 smoking/drinking habits, utilities, and social obligations. When Vicky started demanding he work and contribute, fights erupted daily. This is driving me crazy, Mike whined. I haven't worked in 20 years. Where would I even start? Besides, I'm supposed to be recuperating. Not slaving away for some boss. Emily chimed in tearfully, Mom. I can't even afford snacks anymore. I coldly laughed. Now they remember me when broke? Reconciliation? In your dreams. I blocked them everywhere. Yet soon after, their family drama resurfaced online. Mike Johnson took Vicky Brown to court. It turned out Mike had once again used blood cupping therapy. But this time he fell into a coma. After waking up, he developed severe swelling and pain in his lower limbs that left him unable to walk. Medical examinations revealed his leg veins were completely blocked by blood clots, causing paralysis. He filed for divorce and demanded Vicky pay millions in compensation, claiming she delayed treatment and caused his disability. This explosive legal battle made headlines nationwide. Given the lingering public interest in my past involvement with Mike, both he and Vicky became social media laughingstocks again. The astronomical compensation demand bankrupted Victoria. So the embattled couple remained trapped in their toxic marriage, eventually forced to sell their home. Not my problem though, I'm currently living my best life with financial freedom and leisure time. 6 months later, my cousin's social media feed revealed our teenage daughter Emily had married. The family chaos had destroyed her academic performance, leading her to drop out of high school and elope with some deadbeat. Living in the same city, I kept seeing her posts chronicling her rapid descent into motherhood. She got pregnant immediately, embracing her new teen mom identity online. After giving birth, her feed became endless rants, thought surviving childbirth meant freedom. But it's just the beginning. I nearly died delivering this baby, 7 layers of stitches. But does anyone care? They only fuss over the kid. What am I? A breeding machine? Now it's non-stop breastfeeding, diaper changes, sleepless nights. My useless husband won't lift a finger but still expects me to cook and clean. Should have never married so young. A year ago I was just a carefree girl buying cute outfits and snacks. Having a baby shows who your man really is. When our child got sick, his family blamed me instead of helping. Apparently I'm supposed to magically heal the baby and keep dinner warm. Now that the kid's potty trained, suddenly everyone wants to play perfect parent while shoving me back to work. Joke's on them after 6 weeks at my new job. My own daughter doesn't recognize me. Yesterday when I fought with her dad, she hit me defending him. Feels like getting stabbed through the heart. Why do men get praised for simply having a job? Women have to work, birth babies, raise kids, and wait on these entitled man-children. Screw wifely duties and maternal obligations. Only now do I understand what my mom went through. Mom, I'm so sorry. Sorry, Mom. Sorry.